Thank you, girls. You've experienced the Clone Wars? Yes, you do. Well, it's been a massive hit since 2008. And all the characters are there in the stories. You've got good characters, bad characters, and some new ones as well. Like Ahsoka Tano. Now that's my favourite because waiting in the wings, or waiting over there, is your host for today, Ahsoka Tano herself, Ashley Eckstein! What have you been doing today?
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, our special guest, Dave Filoni, is here today, and just showing him and his wife Anne around and just introducing them to Disney. I mean, they've been here before, but there's still so many new things that they need to see.
The rides. I'm waiting to go on the rides. I want the Boba Fett ride. I think that would be good.
That would be really cool, especially
Slave One gone, and then back in London.
That would be really cool because, you know, Jeremy, I kind of have a Boba fetish.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is time to leave. I cannot be involved with jokes like this. I'm sorry. I'm a serious actor and I cannot, you know, but anyway, I'm sure she'll do a good job. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
So, how many Clone Wars fans do we have out there today? Oh my gosh, I love it. So, what did you guys think of season 2? Boba Fett? Oh, awesome, awesome. So, are you excited for season 3? I can promise you guys it is going to be amazing. We are recording it right now, and some of the stories are just awesome. But let's get right on to our show. You know, a lot of you guys have asked me, what is it like to be a voice of a character on the Clone Wars? And I thought I'd, instead of telling you guys today, I thought I'd show you over here in our makeshift studio. But, you know, as actors, we are nothing without our directors. And we happen to have an amazing director. He's the supervising director for the Clone Wars. I'm sure you guys all know him. Please help me welcome Dave Filoni. First of all, Dave, I just have to say, and I definitely can tell our audience agrees, congratulations on season 2 of the Clone Wars because it was truly, truly amazing. You guys definitely outdid yourself.
Well, we tried, yeah. Tried to do better in season 3.
Well, you know, I think our audience may know, but you're actually a huge Star Wars fan before you got the job for the Clone Wars. And what was that moment like to hear that, okay, now you're going to go to work with George Lucas?
That was bizarre. I'd never really considered it, even though I was in animation. I quickly learned in school that probably what I wanted to do was model making or special effects, but since I could draw, I stayed in 2D animation. And I actually worked for Disney at one point on some television shows for them, like Impossible, and I enjoyed doing that stuff, but I really loved Star Wars. And when I was on Avatar: The Last Airbender, I thought that, you know, working on Star Wars would be great, but there's no job there, and everything was going to be computer animated. I didn't even know they were going to do a TV series until I got a phone call out of the blue one day from Lucasfilm asking me if I'd like to interview for the job. So that was, I thought it was a joke. I almost went up on them. It turned out that a friend of mine had recommended me for the job because I talked about Star Wars so much at work. So it pays to talk about what you like, and you know, it turned into, now I've been at Lucasfilm 5 years working with George Lucas making Clone Wars.
Well, that's really cool. Well, I actually have some questions from the fans. And look, I found my lightsaber.
I see that.
And one of them has to do with this very thing. They want to know, does George Lucas ever just personally call you?
All the time. Actually, I mean, when he calls me on a telephone, it's a little more rare. He only does that when he's too busy to come in. Most of the time, for the first, I would say, 4 years of the Clone Wars, I would spend a significant amount of time working directly with George. Not on a daily basis, but sometimes a weekly basis. Definitely when we would edit the Clone Wars, I would have to show him a cut of the film. It's what all directors do. You make a cut of a film, and then you make a finished piece, and then you bring in the executive producer, which is George, and he watches it. So he would sit and watch it with me, and you know, we would make notes on the story, and he would tell me why he would do something a certain way, because that's the way he created Star Wars, and there's a certain way you cut it together, and a certain way you shoot it, and it's my job to make sure the series consistently follows that. I was just working with him on Wednesday on some notes he had on an act, so he's very involved in Clone Wars, and you can be assured that it's 100% what he wants up on screen.
Oh, you know, another question we have is, you know, what many fans may not know is you oversee every single step of the process of making an episode from the beginning until the end. So what's your favorite part in developing a new episode?
Well, I like the whole thing, really. I mean, there's so many. It's a really fun job, I have to tell you. It's, every day I get up and I get to play with clones and Jedi, so that's a good place to be. But some days when we're designing something new, that's really fun. Sometimes when there would be a particular clone trooper and I want something on their helmet, like Commander Wolf. I like wolves, so I designed a special wolf to put on his helmet, like the head of a wolf. So that's a lot of fun. And then when I sit down with my editor, Jason Tucker, and we edit the final version of the film to present to George, that's really fun. I mean, Star Wars really comes alive in the editorial room, and when you chop up little scenes here, just taking 1 or 2 frames off the end of a shot will significantly change how you feel when you watch it. So crafting that is always very important and a lot of fun.
So how involved, another question we have is, will we see any new characters in Season 3 of Clone Wars? And, you know, also to tag on to that is, how much say do you have in the look and creating new characters?
Well, like I said, I have a lot to say. I've been very fortunate. But all the say I have in the way I wield my Jedi power is based on what my masters taught me. It's all based on what George has taught me, the aesthetics that I've got from watching his movies and talking with him directly. And there are a bunch of new characters in Season 3, of course. But there'll be characters that you know if you've seen Season 1 and 2 that will be back, and in a significant way. So if you've watched Season 1 and 2 of Clone Wars, there are stories that will definitely work off of those stories that you're now going to see in Season 3, and you'll get to know more about some of the characters you met in the past.
Okay. Well, you know, as a director in the studio, he often puts us on the spot and gives us notes on how to read a line. So since I'm kind of in the director's seat up here, which I know you're always in the director's seat.
I'm still in the director's seat right here, so we're kind of equal, but go ahead. I'm not sure where this is going, but go ahead. Padawan.
I thought I would put you on the spot and open it up to our audience and ask them what they would like you to draw, because Dave is actually an amazing artist. So I'll take suggestions, and it has to be a Clone Wars character, but I'd love to hear right here in the front. Oh.